Okay, blade sharpening, maybe not what you expected, right, for a Mental Health Monday, but it's a huge portion of one man's journey. We're welcoming Grizz and his wife Tana of To The Point Blade and Sharpening Sales in Elgin to tell us more about how Grizz got back to a really happy place. So guys, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you so much, Grizz, for reaching out to me on social media. We were talking about mental health, so get me into it. Tell me a little bit about where you started and how we got to blade sharpening of all things to help you out.
Well, I'll tell you, about 10 years ago, exactly, we had hit the road in an RV to, I was fighting depression at my job at the factory and up in Detroit. And I needed a change, so my wife and I decided let's do what we need to do to hit the road, and we ended up finding Bastrop, Texas, and there I broke out with a sharpener. Well, let me preface that with my father-in-law, Bill Mall, taught me how to put an edge on a knife, and then that led me to the sharpener, and then that led us to Bastrop where I broke out with that, and the next thing you know, people are just crowding around and want a knife sharpened, so my wife suggesting I buy a motorcycle and a backpack and just go to different restaurants and see who needs knife sharpening, and that just kind of spiraled and turned into a small shop in Bastrop, and then now we're in downtown Elgin on Main Street. Come on, visit us, of course. But yeah, that was the journey, and now here we are 10 years later.
There's some artisanship to this, and I think at least when you reached out to me, that was a little bit of what I was reading, is the freedom to work on all sorts of types of blades and to help people out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody has a knife in their kitchen, every continent, every home. And I imagine every home has a dull kitchen knife.
We do for sure.
So of course I can sharpen them for you, or you can come in and I can teach how to sharpen. I use different systems, and yeah, it's a really great thing to have a sharp kitchen knife when you want to feed your family.
Well, not only that, but there are all sorts of things that I didn't think could be sharpened or would need regular sharpening, but you can help out with a lot of things.
Absolutely. This is a wood carving tool here. Of course I do scissors. We do clipper blades for veterinary hospitals and for dog groomers, and people mail stuff in all the time, so you don't have to just come to downtown Elgin. We'd love for you to, but you can mail all these different things in, and if you have it in your house and if it's dull, we can probably sharpen it for you.
Oh, that's so cool. And of course, downtown Elgin is super cute, so nothing wrong with that. Tana, I want to ask for you to weigh in just a little bit here on the journey, the change you saw in Grizz once you guys came down here to Texas, and how things have sort of changed.
Yeah, Grizz was, as he mentioned, like really depressed, right, when we lived in Michigan. And so once we made the decision to kind of hit the road, we started traveling a bit. And once we landed here and he found knife sharpening, it was really interesting to watch him go from this depressed man, this depressed husband, to being able to use his hands every day. He mentioned he had a motorcycle, so he was driving the back roads of all these small Texas towns, and just sort of, it was like watching him heal, right, while this was happening, while this journey was taking place. So to see him go from being so depressed to just being a little bit more at peace, to watching him be able to rest easier, and all because I think he gets to listen to the music that he loves. He gets to be by himself, working with his hands every day, and then connecting with people. He loves people. So to watch him connect with the community in Elgin and surrounding communities is really incredible. It's really one of his passions. So
I think that's so super sweet. Okay, Tana, we've talked a little bit about the services that are offered, but do you want to mention any others just in case we didn't mention them?
Yeah, so in addition to knife sharpening, we sell custom knives made from knife makers all around the country, many of them right here in Texas. I don't know if you've ever heard of the TV show Forged in Fire, but that's a really popular. So we have several of those contestants on Forged in Fire. We have several of their knives in the shop.
That's cool.
We have ways for you to customize your own knife. So maybe you pick out a knife blank that's ready to go, and then you choose your own handle, and you can customize that for yourself. It's a great gift idea. So lots of things that we offer right there in the shop, as well as sharpening classes, as Grizz mentioned.
Yeah.
So he will take you through start to finish on a couple of different systems if you want to learn how to sharpen something that's in your own home.
Well, and speaking of, we've got a knife that I want to try to stay a little bit away from because it already looks nice and sharp. But this is how one can sharpen a knife. You actually brought a sharpener in to show us.
Sure. I have a couple. I do use a Work Sharp, of course. I love Work Sharp systems. And then there's this Wicked Edge system. It's
Wicked Edge.
Wicked Edge, and it does exactly that. Basically, you're just going to approach this nice and gently and just with this diamond stone and just keep following your angle.
A diamond stone?
A diamond stone, yes ma'am. That's diamond encrusted.
Wow, that's incredible.
So then you just keep going back and forth on each side. And of course, I'm not doing it the way that I normally would in my shop.
There would be a lot more care, I think. We're doing this for TV magic.
So basically, you do that enough times, and then you're going to have an edge. And then over here, this takes a little more skill, and that's where I found my flow and breathing and releasing some of that energy. And again, as my wife said, music. Can I give a station shout out?
Oh, absolutely.
KUTX, thank you for playing such great music.
Uh-huh.
Keep it up. That was part of the journey as well. So thank you, Texas.
It all feels very zen, and like this is, as you mentioned, flow. People say when you get into the kind of that artistic state.
Yeah.
Exactly the same, right? You get a chance to disconnect a little bit and just focus on what it is that you're doing. I've watched him take a breath before he starts sharpening, and he uses different machines actually in the shop, but I've watched him approach a machine with a knife in his hand, stop and take a breath without even realizing that he's doing it. I'm just standing off to the side and just center himself and just he sharpens.
Oh, it's
amazing.
so cool.
I don't want to be angry and upset anymore. I know what to be down and out and depressed is like, and I know that it's very real, but I also know if you put your hands on something and learn something new, maybe even a new environment like I needed, it's very healthy.
Thank
That's
you
what
for
we
sharing
want.
your joy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you found yours, and I want people to come visit you. So Main Street in Elgin, y'all. Guys, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Learn more at txknifemakers.com or stop by and see Grizz and Tana in person on Main Street in Elgin.